What up, Culture Vultures? It's your boy Zach here for another episode of The Breakdown. And today's movie is To Live and Die in L.A., directed by William Friedkin, and it came out in 1985. This film was fucking awesome, y'all. It stars William Peterson, Willem Dafoe, John Turturro, John Pankow, Darlene Flegel, John Turturro, Jack Hoare, and Robert Downey Sr. Yeah, sorry, I already said that name. Sorry, y'all, I'm tripping. But anyway, this was a great movie, an awesome LA crime movie. Absolutely awesome, action-packed to the T, never a dull moment. Super, super cool. I mean, it's about two, I want to say, like Secret Service agents who are tracking down a counterfeiter, and one guy, his name is Richard Chance, and his partner, played by Robert Downey Sr., was murdered by Willem Dafoe, who is this just crazy, sadistic, like counterfeiter, who's also a pyromaniac in a way. And he ends up getting killed by Willem Dafoe, and then he just vows to get revenge and do whatever it takes to get revenge for his partner. And so, yeah, it was just an awesome LA crime movie. They really did a great job of using the city as a character and just like as a backdrop for everything that was going on. And, you know, he was just really, really a cowboy. Chance was just too much of a cowboy in this movie. And his partner, he gets a new partner played by John Pankow. And, they'll just do whatever it takes to well, Chance will do whatever it takes to get Defoe, but you know, Pankow, he wants to, you know, color inside the lines, do everything by the book. But Pankow, he doesn't give a fuck what he does, who he hurts. You know, he uses this girl that works at like this topless bar that, you know, he's basically holding her parole over her head, like, you know, if you don't keep giving me information, and then also he's fucking her too, but if you don't keep giving me information, I'll send you back to prison, and this and that. And eventually, you know, she tells him they trying to set Defoe up, but they need like a certain amount of money to give to him, so he'll make like the counterfeit money for them. And then she tips them off about this Asian guy who is coming into town carrying a whole bunch of money. And it later turns out that he's a FBI agent, and that because you know, they decide to rob him. They think like he's just another criminal carrying some money, and they decide to rob him, but really he's like an FBI agent. And then he ends up getting killed, not by them but by some other guys, and they go on this excellent epic car chase. The movie, I mean, it's just super, super dope to see. And then, you know, John Turturro, he plays one of the guys that is working for Willem Dafoe. He ends up getting caught at the airport, and then Chance, he wants to get him out to have him, you know, give him information, so, you know, he'll snitch on, you know, Willem Dafoe. And then once he gets out, he ends up saying, hey, I want to go to the hospital and visit my daughter. So he reluctantly takes him there, and then once they get there, he ends up, you know, beating his ass real quick, and then he ends up escaping. And then after that, you know, that's when they, you know, rob the Asian guy and, you know, end up taking like the money. And then it turns out he was an FBI agent. Then his partner, he thinks about snitching on him. Chance was just a super duper crazy cowboy in the movie. And he eventually does get John Turturro back. He's hanging out at some chick's house, some actress, and then he ends up going in there, beating his ass, and, you know, rearresting him. But yeah, action-packed to the bone, an awesome LA crime movie. And Willem Dafoe, like I just talked about, he was a great villain. He's a counterfeiter in this movie, like I said before. He is he's like a pyromaniac. He likes to like burn his art for some rare reason. I'm not exactly sure why he likes to do that. But ironically, at the end of the movie, he ends up perishing in a fire. And William Friedkin, that's the director. For those that know, William Friedkin is the director. He's directed a lot of great classic films, such as Cruising, The French Connection, and The Exorcist. And his style was just so gritty, so raw, so intense, and just it's just there's shots of like Willem Dafoe after he gets hit, he shoots the guy and he's oh yeah, no please, and bow bow bow, and then there's another shot where like he slowly puts like the gun with the silencer in his mouth. You're gonna have to suck on this, and the guy's just like, and then you know the ending, which I'm trying really not to give away because it really shocked the hell out of me. It was crazy, but the ending, it just like you really feel it. Like you really feel the one part, and y'all know what I'm talking about once you get to that part in the movie. But you really just feel it, and you know, what's her name? She's really the girl that Chance is sleeping with that tips him off about the Asian guy. When she finds out that he ended up dead, and that they did the robbery. She's like really scared and upset, but he just grabs her and starts kissing her, and they're kind of like wrestling around on the couch, and he's laughing and shit, and she's just stressed and bugged the fuck out. And yeah, Chance, he was just too much of a cowboy, just too much of a cowboy. He got Turturro out of prison, and he told him, I'm not going to snitch for you, I'm not going to help you, but he got him out of prison anyway, and then he ended up beating his ass and getting away, and then, he ended up robbing, unbeknownst to him, an FBI agent in order to get the money to get to Defoe, when, so he would make the counterfeit money for him, and then in the end of it all, the motherfucker ends up getting shot in the face with a fucking shotgun, so, sorry, I just had to say it because and that part was just so real too. It was just so unexpected for me, and just like bow, and he's just like, what the fuck? It was like so crazy. But this was an awesome, awesome movie. Early John Turturro was fun to see. I talked about him a little bit yesterday in the review I did about the movie Clockers, and obviously he has a rapport and a relationship and a frequent collaboration with the directors such as the Coen brothers and Spike Lee. But yeah, he was really, really good in this movie. It was really fun to see him. And yeah, the ending was like, it was just crazy. Willem Dafoe's bodyguard shoots Chance. Chance shoots him. And then Willem Dafoe gets away. And then Chance's body partner, played by John Pankow, he runs out with the gun. He's looking for Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe almost runs him over. He ducks. Then he chases him down to his warehouse where he's burned all of his counterfeiting shit. And then, he ends up, running up to him and hitting him. And Willem Dafoe gets up and bam, hits him in the head with a piece of wood. He's down. He starts hitting him with the piece of wood and everything. And then he's coming. He puts some hay or some shit on him, and he's gonna set him on fire because the warehouse is on fire. He's about to set him on fire, and then he gets up real quick and just pow 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 shoots Willem Dafoe. He drops the fire, which in turn looks like gasoline or some shit on the ground, and he ends up burning up. And then he shoots him some more, and he ends up dead. And then he goes back to the girl at the end, and he tells her, like, you knew that motherfucker that you tipped us off about, you knew he was an FBI agent, didn't you? She's like, what? Are you crazy? Da-da-da. He talking about, and she's getting ready to leave town. He's like, nah, you work for me now. It was a great moment, man. This movie was off the chain. I loved it. It was really, really, really great. We need more crime movies like this in 2026. The movie has an excellent car chase scene where, he's trying to get away. He's driving this truck place, and he's trying to drive through there, and then he like drives down like this hill, and there's like this water, and then he goes on like one side of the street, and the bad guys are like shooting at him and chasing him and trying to get him. It was fucking awesome, bro. It was super duper fire. It was goated. Y'all need to go check this movie out. It's on Tubi right now. Please, please go watch it. It was so good, so awesome. And yeah, we just need more crime movies like this in 2026. Like recently, I saw like the movie Crime 101 in theaters, and it was alright. It was okay. It was pretty good. You know, it was fun to see Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo and Barry Keoghan and Halle Berry, who, by the way, was fine as hell. It was fun to see those people and stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, it wasn't, you know, and also, too, they had Nick Nolte. I don't know where the hell they dug him up from, but he was in the movie. And I couldn't understand the fucking word that motherfucker was saying. I ain't gonna lie to you, you know. But, it was, yeah, we just need more crime movies like To Live and Die in LA. I mean, like the grittiness of it, the realness of it, the rawness, the, you know, the constant action and back and forth. It was like just so perfectly executed, and I just really loved it. You know, I'll definitely rewatch it again at some point. You know, because it was just entertaining as all hell. But that's all I got for y'all today. You know, I just watched this movie not so long ago, and I told myself, man, I gotta share this with the culture vultures, the people. That's because, you know, that's what we do on this channel. We love movies, you know what I'm saying? We watch them, we talk about them. And, yeah, definitely go check this movie out. It's on Tubi. As always, love, peace, and soul.